Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Realistic Rebuild expansion video featuring the Baltimore Panthers. Last video, we drafted 14 players and played our first 2 games. One thing I did before I started recording, unfortunately, was fire my head scout and bring in Michael Stauffer for 4 years, a $2.08 million contract. Welcome to the team. He comes in as a 5-star in every single skill set, but I need him as a head scout to scout future talent coming into the NBA. This is what the generated 2025 NBA draft class is looking like. The number one prospect is Stevie Johnson from Kansas, a 6'7", 18-year-old forward who is versatile at offense and defense. He comes in as a B- post defender and a C+ perimeter defender as well, while having a good mid-range shot and three-point shot as well. His playmaking is also very decent, and he has good athleticism as well and a decent potential. And yeah, at the moment, he is the number one overall projected pick. The projected number 2 overall pick is Steve Forbes at the moment, with a decent inside scoring mid range shot and three-point shot. He comes in as a reliable offensive player while also being decent at the perimeter defense. He has good athleticism and is 21 years old, 6'5", shooting guard, point guard, and could even run the small forward at 210 pounds. I forgot to mention that Stevie Johnson has a 6'9" wingspan, and Forbes has a 6'11" wingspan, making him definitely positionally versatile enough to run 3 positions. The next prospect worth taking a look at is A.C. Stewart Jr., a 6'10" power forward, 22 years old. As you can see, very decent defense already at the big man position, although he's not really a good rebounder. Steven Gibson is another interesting prospect, comes in as a decent mid-range scorer and sees across the board. Mac Davis, 6'10" big man with a 6'11" wingspan, a decent mid-range shot, good post defense. Unfortunately, though, lackluster rebounding. Rod Jamison, 6'5" forward with a 6'8" wingspan, 20-year-old forward, a mid-range threat. His post defense is also something to take a look at. At a B-, it is above average for his position, although everything else is almost below average. I'm very intrigued by Isaac Ewing. He's projected to go in the late second round. He comes in as a B- three-point shooter and a B- perimeter defender. Could be a very solid asset in the second round. All right, let's take a look at player mentorship. I don't really have a lot of veterans on the team, and I definitely want to make some trades to acquire more players with badges. At the moment, Ryan Dunn will be mentored by Nicholas Batum, the 16-year pro. He has a lot of different good badges. Toumani Camara will be mentored by DeAndre Jordan, who will help him get some athletic badges and box out beast. Caleb Houston will be mentored by Aaron Wiggins, who will help him get some shooting badges. Pacom Dadier will be mentored by Christian Wood. For now, he'll develop some athletic badges and badges that'll help him become a better playmaker. Terrence Shannon Jr. will be mentored by Paul Reed. I really am running out of mentors for this team. Taking a look at individual training, I want some of these guys to focus on different things. So here's what I'm going to do. Bruce Brown will focus on his all-around development. Jaden Hardy will focus on defense. Houston will continue his two-way development. James Bouknight will develop his all-around skill alongside Terrence Shannon Jr. Ryan Dunn will focus on his offensive game. Johnny Juzang will focus on the two-way skill. Pacom Dadier will focus on his two-way skill alongside Aaron Wiggins. Toumani Camara will focus on his all-around development. Marvin Bagley will focus on his defensive game. Paul Reed, he's across the board, so why not continue that development? Christian Wood, let's have him focusing on his defensive game. And DeAndre Jordan, he's old. No need to worry about his development. I also want to show you my lineup. At the point guard position, Bruce Brown with 23 minutes. Caleb Houston at the shooting guard with 25 minutes. Toumani Camara with 26 minutes. Aaron Wiggins, my best player on the team, with 30 minutes. Reed at center with 24. And on the bench, Marvin Bagley will be my sixth man with 21 minutes, Christian Wood with 16, Shannon Jr. with 16, Zhu Zhang with 12, Daddy A with 12, Dunn with 12, Hardy with 12, Bouknight with 11, and Batum and Jordan DNPs for now. Third game against Boston, and it is a blowout loss. Jaylen Brown with 40 piece, Bagley with 12, Camara with 12 and 8, 2 steals for him as well, and Wiggins continues to struggle as the number one option of this team. Bruce Brown only played 13 minutes and unfortunately got injured. Let's take a look at his injury status and see what's going on with him. And it's a playable injury, but I'll leave him out. Matter of fact, it's two injuries, a sore wrist and a twisted left ankle. Jaden Hardy will get the starting role and minutes for the team, while Nicholas Batum gets that end of bench role with 12 minutes a night. A close loss to the Sacramento Kings as Caleb Houston stands out with 21 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 for 12 shooting, and 3 for 6 from 3. He's definitely standing out as an exceptional young talent on this team. Camara had 18, 3 and 3 with 3 steals, Wood with 15 and 2 off the bench, Bagley with 14 and 11 off the bench, and Hardy as the starting point guard of the team, 9 points and 4 assists on pretty mediocre shooting. Nicholas Batum also in 13 minutes grabbed 7 rebounds, which is, pretty decent as well. Our next game was against the Charlotte Hornets, where we won. Aaron Wiggins had 23 points, a very decent shooting performance from him. 10 of 15 from the field and 3 for 4 from deep. Jaden Hardy had himself a decent night as well, 13 points and 3 assists. We had an overall of 6 players who scored in double digits, which is amazing. We received our first trade offer from the Utah Jazz, Paul Reed, and a 2029 second round pick swap best for Drew Eubanks and a swap worse. This trade doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to do, as I'm giving up the better player for a worse pick. So I rejected the trade offer, and our next game is up against the Boston Celtics, and let's just take a look at this game. We start out with a 27-14 first quarter opening, and we were just absolutely decimating the Boston Celtics. From beginning to end, we never looked back and held on to the lead strong. 114-84 victory. Wow. Wiggins finally turning it around, 18 points on top of the scoring leaders once again with 7 of 11 shooting. Houston, 11 points, 5 of 7 shooting. A lot of very efficient scorers on our team. Everybody at least put up 4 points. The Boston Celtics were missing out on Jason Tatum, but that is no excuse as they beat us without Jason Tatum just a couple games before. I just wanted to highlight what a great start Jaden Hardy is having to his NBA season with us. 10.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, 4 assists as the starting point guard of the team, while maintaining a very decent efficiency from the field. Another player that I want to highlight is James Bouknight with 6.5 points per game, 1.3 rebounds, less than 1 assist. His efficiency thus far has looked amazing, 56% from the field and 43% from deep, while only playing under 12 minutes per night. Christian Wood, with his minutes, has been giving me 12 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and about a stock per game, while shooting the ball 55% from the field, unfortunately only 25% from deep. Marvin Bagley's offense off the bench has been incredible as he's putting up 12 points per game, 7 rebounds, and assists, but his defense is kind of lackluster at only half a stock per game as my sixth man. His field goal efficiency so far has been amazing though, although he hasn't hit a 3-point shot yet. Paul Reed as my starting center is putting up 7 points per game, almost 10 rebounds, and assists, and 1.5 stocks per game while shooting the ball pretty efficiently as well. There's a reason why he's my starter. Wiggins as My starting power forward has been decent, 12 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.5 stocks. After a rough start, he has put together a couple decent games in a row. Toumani Camara has definitely been one of the better players on this team so far, averaging 12 points, 7 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 2 stocks per game, 48, 58, and 84 from the free throw line as the starting small forward of this team. Per 36 also looks amazing for him. Caleb Houston also is averaging 12.5 points per game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and half a stock per game, while his shooting splits also look very amazing for the third-year player from Orlando. Per 36 also looks amazing as he's averaging 17 points per game as per 36 numbers show. Bruce Brown is also back from his injury, so he'll retain his starting position back with limited minutes. The Los Angeles Lakers offer me a trade, Rui Hachimura and Gabe Vincent for Bruce Brown and Christian Wood. I say no to this trade because I'd rather get a first round picks or second round picks in general instead of a guy that is in his mid 20s and an overpaid contract in Gabe Vincent. So no, thank you, Los Angeles. After a 35-20 fourth quarter, we take the lead at home and win the game. Shout out to Wiggins for taking the lead, taking 3-point shot and making it, and Bruce Brown for securing the dagger. I don't want to be winning these games, but I'm winning them, and it is what it is. Aaron Wiggins with 26 and 2 with 1 steal as well. Very efficient shooting once again. Bagley 15 and 8 off the bench. Paul Reed 13 and 12. Brown 12 and 1. 5 for 16 shooting against his former team. 0 for 4 from deep as well as he's coming back from his injury. Toumani Camara 11 and 4. Bouknight with 8. A very efficient game for some of our guys, especially on the top. Shout out to Wiggins for putting it together, man. Following a 3-game winning streak, we're going up against our expansion rivals in the Seattle Supersonics. Their team looks very decent and they have a record of 4 and 2, pretty similar to us actually, and they are 7th in their conference at the moment. Their starting lineup is Lonzo Ball, Cody Martin, Marshawn Beauchamp, Kyle Anderson, and Kevin Love at the center, with Isaiah Jackson as their 6th man. We end this one with a 5-point loss, but a game highlight is Aaron Wiggins finishing with 32 points. Definitely a nice season high for him so far. Brown finished off with a impressive 18, 5 and 4, and Reed had 14 rebounds and 3 stocks. The Cleveland Cavaliers offer me a trade, Dean Wade and a 2025 unprotected second round pick for Paul Reed. I'll reject this trade offer because I'd rather keep Paul Reed and his overall versatility on this team for now. And just a few days after, another trade offer, this time from the Wolves, PJ Dozier and a 2028 second round pick for Nicholas Batum. I definitely like this trade, but I'd rather keep the versatility and also the mentorship of Nicholas Batum over that late second round pick and also PJ Dozier. So no thank you. After 14 games, unfortunately, Aaron Wiggins will sustain a pinched nerve in the back, keeping him out for 4 to 6 weeks. He was doing really good, averaging 15, 4 and 2 with 1.5 stocks. His efficiency was also up, shooting 44 and 40 from 3, and now will miss some time, unfortunately. Unfortunately, a week after James Bouknight tweaks his ankle, will be out for a week or two. Not a major injury, but still something to show. Let's also take a look at our stats leader. Aaron Wiggins is our scoring leader with 15 points. Christian Wood and Bagley off the bench follow him with 13.5 and 11.5. Toumani Camara, my starting small forward, with 10.5. Bruce Brown, a bit underwhelming with 9.7 points per game, and Caleb Houston with 9.4 points per game. Our rebounds leader is Paul Reed with 8.6, Toumani Camara with 6.5, and Bagley with 6.2. Christian Wood averaging 5 is not terrible. Aaron Wiggins with 4 is not terrible either. But something that is terrible is our assist column in general. Nobody over 3 assists per night. And our assist leader is Jaden Hardy with 2.9 off the bench playing 14 minutes a night. I wish Bruce Brown would facilitate the ball better, but he is naturally a shooting guard and forward instead of a true point guard. That is something that we should try to consider taking a look at coming up in the draft. Our steals leader is Toumani Camara with 1.2, Wiggins with 1.1, and Dunn with 1, which is not terrible considering he's playing about 14 minutes less than Wiggins. Reed is also getting 1, and so is Shannon Jr. Ryan Dunn is also my blocks leader with 1 block per game. Paul Reed with 1 as well, and Bagley with 3/4 of a block alongside Christian Wood. Our most accurate 3-point shooters are Terrence Shannon Jr., Toumani Camara, Wiggins, and Bouknight. The rest of them are a bit under the league average. I have put Christian Wood and Bruce Brown on the trade block so I can trade them to a contender, hopefully, for a couple first or even multiple second round picks. We end our first month of basketball with a record of 8-10. Thank you for watching episode 2 of the Realistic Rebuild series. I hope to see you for episode 3 coming shortly. Thank you for watching and peace.